who should bootstrap and why or why not? Like, is there a specific type of individual or DNA that really lends itself better to it?
So first of all, I think if you can, you should. And it's just a matter of like, where are you going to get this money to get started? I had this immense good fortune to have saved like $2 million, and I spent every nickel of it. And I think if it were 200 grand, I still would have gotten that business off the ground and would have been fine. I think if it were $4 million, it would have consumed every nickel of it, because that's what startups do, especially on your first time. You're so emotional about it and you're so committed, and like it will just consume all of the resources around it. So it's like, okay, where do I get the dough? So like restaurants are funded all the time, you know? And then you know why? It's because that person's betting on you. They're not betting on the odds that a restaurant will succeed in a competitive restaurant market, which you're likely, starting it in. So I think if you're capable of raising money to start a restaurant, which happens every day, you could raise money to be like, hey, by the way, like I'm going to build a tech company, but I'm not going to do it in some way where it's like a 1% chance that it's $1 trillion company. Like I'm going to make like a solid, business, and you friends and family only, no institutional capital. The problem is in the beginning, you think you need more money than you do always, and you'll take any money you can get because you view that as, imperative for survival. So most people get put in this very difficult position, but that is what I would do personally. If I didn't have dough, I would go out and get a story good enough that's the equivalent of getting like restaurant money and get started. Or man, a lot of like I came from the email newsletter space. A lot of these companies started as agencies. Like MailChimp started as an agency and then they sort of built the SaaS on it. It's like, it's a little Gary V or whatever, but like there's no shame in keeping your job until you have something that's working. And by the way, I don't think if you're a first-time founder, you should start with SaaS. I think you should start by selling something completely different, because SaaS is freaking hard. And if you're a non-technical founder, it's even harder, because who's going to work with you? My CTO for 12 years, thank the Lord, swam with my brother at Stanford and was a comp sci major. So I have this guy who is the level of human being that it takes to be an all-American swimmer at Stanford and major in comp sci at the same time. Can you even imagine?
Yeah,
how incredible
the stars aligned.
Yeah, exactly. It's like no one's like that, right?
Yeah.
Which like that's the reason that I can just like spin up our B2B in 6 weeks, right?